Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. And today we got another special guest, Philadelphia Eagle fan, Mrs. Philadelphia. How you doing today, girl?
What up, Philadelphia? Nice to see you. Thanks for having me on. I always enjoy hanging out with my Eagles fam.
Oh, yeah. We definitely happy to have you on the show today. Thanks again. We're trying to bring you out of retirement, girl. We're trying to bring you out of retirement.
I've been retired for a minute.
Okay. But let's go ahead and get started. Like, when did you become an Eagles fan? How long you been an Eagles fan for? What made you become one?
Man. I don't remember the timeline anymore. I used to be like, ooh, I became an Eagles fan this date, this game. Like, it was definitely McNabb era. That Jim Johnson defense, like that whole era was just like, hey, Nikki, what's up, girl? That is when I fell in love, right? So I just remember I grew up an athlete, so I played collegiately, got certified as a pro in tennis, was my sport. But
Nice.
like when I saw that Jim Johnson defense, Brian Dawkins, and it was that game where McNabb, gosh, what was it? He played while injured, like he had like hurt his leg. I don't even remember all the details anymore, but like I was just like, wow, these guys are true athletes, like much respect. And like that, they had a good but multiple seasons where it was just like, man, raw, authentic football. And I was like, this is my team, because I grew up in LA. And at that time, there was no team in LA, right? The Raiders had left, the Rams, and
I know about it.
So I was like, I don't want teams that ditched us. So I'm up for grabs. And so when I met my boyfriend at the time, now husband, like he was from Philadelphia. So
Nice.
He's one of the OG, from the state. And yeah, he was an Eagles fan. And I was like, I'm not just going to follow you because you're my boyfriend. Like I can make my own decisions. I'm an independent woman. And of course I had to fall in love with McNabb and Dawkins. And I loved Andy Reid as well as a coach, because his demeanor was so calm, which was the opposite of like, remember Gruden and like all these guys with their like intense, like I just respected his calm demeanor on the court, on the field, and talking tennis and football. And so, yeah, it was just, once that happened, I had kind of retired from tennis. What up, Birdman? How's it going? I had retired from tennis. And so what happened was, since I stopped being competitive in tennis, I took all that energy where I used to train like 4 to 6 hours a day, right? I took all that energy and just channeled it into football. So yeah. And that's why Philadelphia emerged. I'm someone who's very like, if you know what I'm thinking, like I don't hide anything. I just like to be who I am in front of everybody. And when the reason I started Philadelphia was during that free agency frenzy when we got like Babin, Awesome One, Vic, like it was this whole, I was like, I just can't contain myself anymore. I need to talk about the Eagles. And so I just made a random video on YouTube and boom, like that was it. That's how I met all you Eagles fam, like Birdman, shout out to him. We hung out at tailgates. Like it's just been this snowball effect of stuff, and I created this huge family, and then I got pregnant and then disappeared for like 4 years. So now I'm back, kind of.
I'm back. Coming out of retirement. Yeah, the first thing I seen was you seen you on with Birdman, and then I also seen your rap you made with that Seahawks guy. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. That was something that I was like, yeah, definitely got to get her on the show here.
We wanted to do another video last year, and I was like, oh, I can't do it.
Do it.
We'll see. Maybe I'll get back in the recording studio, aka my room with my laptop.
Right? Hey, everybody got studio. This is studio. We in the studio right now.
Oh, yeah, the fancy corner of my bedroom.
So, man, I know it's been a long time since you've been off, but how you feeling about our Birds this year? Are you gonna watch some games? Are you gonna check out
Well,
some games if we go down to Cali. You gonna get down there too?
oh hey, I'll be looking at that Vegas game. I still keep my eye on it, but you know me, I can't come. That's what I'm telling everybody right now. Like, so now that my oldest is 5, my youngest is 3, like I have a little bit more leeway. Like before, when 2 and under, it's like I have to be attached, right? I can't leave, so I don't have as much freedom. But now this is the first season where both of my kids are like independent enough where I'm like, ooh, maybe I could dabble with something here and there. So I'm keeping my eye on stuff, but I just can't commit. Like even today, this call, right? Like I had a family emergency, like, and got home from the hospital like last night, right? And so it's like today almost could have been canceled. And so I'm like, I just can't plan ahead. But that was my thing. All the West Coast game, I was all about it. Like I would host them. We would have like hundreds of people. And so of course, if I'm going to go to a game, especially my first game back since, retiring or whatever you want to call it, it would definitely be like LA or Vegas.
Game. That would be the perfect coming out of retirement game.
I know, right? Where are you? Where are you located?
Huh?
Where are you located?
I'm in Alabama now. I'm from Cali though. But like you said, I was in Cali and I used to always go to the games in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there to Nick Foles game where he threw the 7 touchdowns against the Raiders. I was sitting next to his dad.
Were you at our tailgate?
I don't know about that. I was at nobody tailgate. I didn't know people like that.
Dude, that was my first tailgate ever. Nick Foles. Like, oh man, that was like
an awesome game.
That is my favorite game. Like
still my favorite.
Oh
that's
yeah.
I got the jersey. Where's the that's that right there. From New Jersey when Nick was
and I just gotta say Nick Foles, he will still be my fave. Like I don't know. I knew he had what it took to get us that ring like all along. And I'm glad that he did. I'm sad that we let him go. It's like, how do you let the guy who got you your Super Bowl ring just like leave? Like when they let Brian Dawkins go, yes, like there's age and like things like that. But it's like, dude, respect, honor. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I look at things as there has to be like that hybrid, not just money, business. Mm-hmm. There has to be like some integrity within the game and how you treat the players and all of that. And so I haven't been in the full loop of when the trades or, people got added, dropped, whatever it is. But I'm like, man, how do you ever let Nick Foles go after that point? Let him be backup forever.
With Nick Foles there, man. Carson couldn't handle the stress. He couldn't handle the pressure. He felt like he didn't win that Super Bowl. And everybody know we wouldn't have won a Super, even gotten in position to win a Super Bowl if he didn't have that stellar year. And he had a great year down in LA. What was it? Down in LA, wasn't it, for the Rams when he got hurt? And,
I was there.
Yeah, see? And when he got hurt, how did you feel in the crowd? How was that experience? Were you like, oh no, our season's over? Or were you like, okay, he just hurt, whatever?
I was happy in that moment. What's funny is because I was sitting right next to E-Rock, right? So he and I were sitting together and like, I was excited. We won because if you guys watch any of my videos, I'm always the positive the glass is half full versus half empty, right? And most Eagles fans are the opposite. They're like, oh my God, everything's terrible. The season's ruined, blah, 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 blah. So I've always been like the cheerleader, like we have a chance. Like here's the odds and we can beat the odds because I'm an athlete. I know anything's possible, right? And so I knew in that moment it was going to be tough, but I always had love for Foles. And so I'm like, if he's our backup, we're still in a good shot. So in that moment, I was cheering. I was happy. I was sad that Wentz went down. And you could tell, like, there was this understanding amongst the audience that, like,
he wasn't coming back in the game.
Like, we knew. And so that kind of, like, that gave me chills. I was just like, but I had faith in knowing we had a solid backup. So I was cheering, but E-Rock was the opposite. He was just like, I could not cheer in that moment. Like, I'm just like, it's over. Like he thought it was done. Like that was it. So
a lot of people did.
So I'm glad I stayed happy because I had a reason to stay happy. Yeah. Like, so yeah. And then the rest is history, y'all.
Win it. It was definitely Mr. Nick. Like you said, I sat there and I watched this man throw 7 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And win that game in Oakland. And I was like, yeah, baby. Nick Foles is the best backup quarterback any team can possibly have. Now, when it comes to him starting, on the other hand, That's a little different. He's been having some rough times starting.
Yeah.
But if he's your backup and
Hmm.
he has to play like 4 or 5 games, I wouldn't have another quarterback back there.
Well, that's the thing. That's the Eagles' strategy they needed all along.
Hmm.
Because what has been our issue every single year for the past how many decades?
Hmm.
Quarterback injuries.
Hmm.
Okay. So every single season we have a shot. We have a shot. McNabb goes down. Bradford goes down. You know, Vic goes down. Every single one of our quarterbacks would all get injured mid or towards the end of the season. And we had just random backups, right? So if we could have had a consistent backup who was, legit, like we could have just kept going.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And so like if the team could strategically have like that pair of 1-2 quarterback punch, like that's what's going to keep that momentum at the end of the season, because you can just bank on quarterbacks getting injured. I don't know what Wentz was like towards his end of his time with us, but
He kept getting hurt, and then he
kept getting hurt. So like it's like if that's an obvious thing, if you're trying to win Super Bowls and win in the playoffs, like you need a plan for that thing that always happens. Like it just makes sense, right? Get one backup.
Remember when actually
Cobb
was a quarterback? We all did. Yeah.
Oh man, that name, I totally forgot about that dude.
Evan Cobb,
That is crazy.
Ty Dittmer. Remember when Ty and his brother Corey Dittmer was backing them up?
Oh
that
man,
was crazy, man. That was old school right there. That's old school. But,
that is hilarious.
Well, to keep you up on speed, we got a new quarterback now, and his name is Jalen Hurts. And
How is
his first season, baby? This guy's a leader. He's strong. He's accurate. He's fast. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to take us to the promised land this year. If not this year, next year for sure. But, everybody's behind him. We finally got that. Carson Wentz, see, he couldn't handle Jalen being his backup. So last year, he sucked. Carson just sucked. He was throwing everything's garbage. We were 4-12. No, 4-12. Yeah, that's 16 games. 4-12, and it was horrible. That's why Carson's not there no more. And he got mad that we drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, so that really put him. But we gave him a $30 million a year contract. So we're like, what are you worried about? Who's backing you up? We couldn't keep paying Nick Foles $10 million a year after we just gave you $30 million. You gotta understand that it was a business. We didn't draft Jalen to put him in your face like, oh, watch your job. We did it so we can have, like you say, a good backup and not have a very cheap good backup. And Carson's gonna handle the pressure, and he folded.
Really? That surprises me.
Yeah.
I would have expected more confidence, I guess. Like there's in the leagues, there's always that drama. I would expect that from like a Cowboys quarterback or whatever, like all the drama in the locker room, like how dare you step on my toes and put a potential threat next to me. It's like, well, if you're that good of an athlete, then nobody's a threat, right? So
that's what Jalen's like.
Handle it, then you got something, then that's your fault. You better train better and do better.
Jalen's definitely Philly strong.
So he's like a mobile guy. Like Vic style, like
maybe not as fast as Vic, but he doesn't have to be. He probably throws a little better. Like starting out. You know what I'm saying? Like Vic had a deep ball arm. Like he's had a strong arm.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have no one. I don't think anybody in the league has had that arm like Vic.
Not as strong. Okay.
But I would say he's probably more accurate.
That's all I care about is accuracy.
Yeah. Like he's the leader. He got all these guys. He's been working all off season with all these guys, getting them all ready. We drafted Devontae Smith from Alabama. He was the first Heisman Trophy winner receiver in over a decade. You know what I'm saying? He had to go back, I think, like 20 years before a receiver had won a Heisman Trophy. And everybody's worried that he's skinny. He's too skinny to play. But I'm like, he's been doing it his whole life. He knows how big he is. And
Deshaun Jackson was skinny.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. See, at the end of Deshaun's, like we had Deshaun Jackson the last 2 years. Every time he played the game, big numbers. Deshaun touchdown. But he kept getting hurt. So now he's back in LA with the Rams, unfortunately.
Is he? Oh, man.
He's back in LA with the Rams. I'm sad about it. I got my DJ.
He's an LA guy. He used to be up at the clubs out here. I remember. He loves the Hollywood scene. Yeah. But you know what? He's going to play worse because of it. He has too many friends out here, too much influence. And like, he's just going to be more distracted, which means he's going to be
A lot more work.
less focused.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I said, imagine Deshaun Jackson, but with better pass routes and maybe better hands. Deshaun had good hands, so I can't really doubt him on that. But a better pass runner, route runner than Deshaun Jackson. But the speed, not as elite as Deshaun Jackson, but fast enough to be one of the fastest receivers on the field. So that's what we got now, Dalia.
We'll take it. Our receivers has always needed a little help.
Yeah. And now we got
hasn't changed, huh?
Got some rookies from last year that got to prove themselves, obviously. Because we did have a crappy year last year.
Yeah.
None of them did. Rager, this guy, Jalen Rager, he got hurt, so he had to come back. There was no off season. There was no nothing because of COVID and stuff like that, to the point where it's like he's back this year. He's tired of everybody wondering why, he was drafted in the first round. So he got a chip on his shoulder. He's definitely playing some good ball right now. He's had a couple good training camps. I think he had a nice highlight reel catch today in practice. So he's doing good. He's on the right path to being a star. So we got two young bucks. There's another guy named Quez Watkins. This guy was a draft pick last year, and he's doing great too. Every day since he's been in training camp, nothing but highlight reels. Nothing but highlight reels. And
what position?
Yeah, receiver.
Oh, receiver. Oh, okay.
All receivers.
Well, see, now that's the thing. That's why now becoming a parent, I'm like, dude, these highlight reels are great. They can make anybody look good though. Cause I'm now I'm very strategic with my time. I'm like, man, how many hours did I spend watching these highlight reels of players that never did anything for us,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of highlight guys.
Just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna wait. Like, I'm gonna wait and see what you really got when it really counts.
Right, but I'm just letting you know.
I'm curious, did any players get sick last year on our team from the whole pandemic craziness?
No. And that's the whole reason why I think it's weird that the NFL came out with this rule. Like, like if you don't get vaccinated and stuff, you can get fined, like lose all your money and owe money and stuff like that. And your team gets a loss that too many players get, sick. When we went the whole pandemic season, like I do understand the fans are going to be back this year, but there's Garter. It's not like the players are going to be in contact with the fans like that. So I don't understand how you go a whole season without getting so many people sick. And now you're making all these rules and getting all strict with it now.
Yeah.
Go get vaccinated. You have to get vaccinated, where all these players have to get vaccinated. Me personally, I'm not a vaccinating guy. Like, they give me that needle, but I don't know what's in there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to find out what's in there. I'm healthy. I ain't worried about no COVID. You know? I know some.
Well, that's why I was curious. It was like, it seemed very extreme. And I was like, and there must have been a lot of cases. Like, and I haven't been paying attention. So I'm like, they really didn't have a lot of reason to pull this trigger, but they did. So, all right.
Yeah,
good to know.
Yeah, that's perfect, Nikki. That's perfect. Sean was shorter and heavier.
Oh.
And, Smith is a little bit lighter, taller, more like Marvin Harrison back in the day. And that's what everybody compares him as. And that's a beautiful, Marvin Harrison's a Hall of Famer. So I always love that comparison with him. And I will say that he's definitely going to be our next great receiver. Like, we haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Jeremy Maclin. I know you remember him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Since Jeremy Maclin and Deshaun was playing, that was the last time we had a 1,000-yard receiver. So everybody's crossing our fingers that this guy, man,
our guys got some work to do.
Trend, man. That's where. What up, Awesomeness Sports?
What up?
Yeah, so, and like our team, like I said, it's very like, there's people just trying to be optimistic about the team this year because they keep remembering last year. And what I tell them is stop thinking about last year. That was a fluke. That was like the COVID. That team had COVID. Like, it was sick last year. It was sick. We got rid of the sickness. We got a whole new team this year.
Yeah.
Spirits are high with me. Like I said, I have us going 12-5 this year if everything goes right. 4. It's that kind of a year. We have that much talent on the roster right now. A lot of people might say it's unproven, but hey, the only way to prove it is by playing the games. And I think when that happens, we will see.
Then who are the 5 that you're anticipating are tough competition?
Well, if I had to think of 5, like I was given a couple of those games as like, you can't win them all games. So,
I know. It's always like, here's a freebie.
But, if I had to say, I only could think of really 2 teams that I could say, okay, if we lost to them, it wouldn't be a shocker. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. And that's obviously the Chiefs. We played Big Red because Andy's had our number since he's left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always loved Andy.
Yeah,
like
I love him.
Before and after, like I didn't understand all the hate. I'm just like, he's always been a respectable guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't win them all.
And I love Andy too, except when he plays our Birds. You know what I'm saying? Like when we play the Birds, Andy, we ain't cool that game.
Oh yeah. Now then we ain't cool. That's for sure.
He's been beating us, man. So I think this year we're gonna change that this year. But that's one person, and then Tampa Bay, because they're the champions. They have a really strong defense. You know, I'm not worried about
Brady.
You know, the whole NFC East is Brady killers. You know, we're the only ones that won rings against them. You know, John, we won one. We should have won the first one if it wasn't for McNabb. But I'm not gonna bring it.
Well, if it wasn't for Spygate, that was the year that all broke out.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, they literally cheated us out of the Super Bowl.
They definitely.
But that's okay.
Mattresses. I think around 3 of those Super Bowls they have mattresses. Brady now with Tampa Bay. He got his little all-star team over there that went with him, last year, and that's why they won. That's the only reason why they won. Like everybody like to say. But yeah, that team and the Chiefs are the only two that I'm like, okay, if we lose to them, it's kind of like expected type thing. I feel like our team's good enough and going to shock the league enough to beat them, or we're going to split those two. You know, I don't see us losing to both of them. I think there's always going to be that game that you win that you're not supposed to win. I think one of them two will be that victim. You know, I kind of want it to be Andy just because she's been beating us since he left. We gotta get it. We gotta get
one of those.
We gotta give Andy the L. You know, we gotta give one L against us. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just be like, oh, we love you, Andy. We love you. You keep beating us every year. You know, that's not cool. So we're gonna give Andy the L this year, and then the rest of the season, Andy, do your thing. Much love to you out there in KC. You got Patty Mahomes, but you ain't worried about nothing. So, and then other than that, like I said, it's not like I was giving like games like maybe, maybe like the Chargers, you know, because they got a young quarterback, you know, that's out there doing good things. And I can see them maybe squeaking out a win. No one's going to like beat us, you know. Maybe Dallas. I always say Dallas. I gave Dallas one win because I hate the Cowgirls with Avengers. Like, I want to sweep the whole division this year. I don't want none of them to win no games against us because I think we're way better than all of them. But we played Dallas week 17, and if the record is the way I predicted to be, we won't be playing our starters. So that'll
be a game, a freebie.
Yeah, it's a freebie game. We're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
We'll warm up for
thanks for the draft pick this year because we traded with Dallas to get Devontae, and we jumped the Giants to get him. So everybody made a big deal about that because usually we don't work with Dallas like that. And the Giants hate us for it too. So we're gonna sweep the Giants this year for sure. They got a sorry quarterback named Danny Food Stamps. It's the name I gave him because they call him Danny.
Like what?
Yeah, they call him Danny Dimes, but on this show we call him Danny Food Stamps because he ain't worth a dime. You know. So, but we're gonna sweep them, and Washington has a pretty good defense this year. You know, the no-namers. So
the football team.
They got a good defense, but they have Ryan Fitzpatrick, and everybody knows Ryan ain't started the whole year for nobody. You know, he's a journeyman. Yeah, he's an old school guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa, I feel like I'm in this time warp. I'm like, what? He's there? Like, whoa, football is so crazy. In like 2 seasons, it's like, what?
A lot of things happen.
Yeah.
Sure. So maybe I say split the division, but if anybody in division, we definitely sweeping the Giants. I'm hoping we sweep Washington. And I want to sweep the Cowgirls, but like I said, if they play as good as I know they can play this year, won't have to sweep them because of the by technical default. We're getting our starters week 17.
So who won the division last year?
It was the Washington No-Namers.
Oh, the No-Names.
They were 6-9.
Terrible. Yeah. Wow. Our division was that bad?
Yeah, we were horrible last year. But we were horrible because Carson sucked, our coaching sucked, and all of our offensive linemen got hurt.
Well, see, now I feel better about not watching the season because those seasons are miserable. Like, I remember, like, it would ruin my day, my week, where I couldn't function. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. I missed out on that season. Hopefully this season's better.
That was. I try to wish I missed out on that season like everybody else, man. Like that season there, you don't even want to think about it. Like really thinking about it kind of hurts your head a little bit.
I know,
like,
yeah.
that really just happened. Like every week you're watching the TV, like, is this the Eagles playing?
Yeah.
Like is this my team? Like we've been dominant for a while. That's why I think the fans need to get back on board and realize that one fluke season just cannot take away the last 10 years of being good. You know what I'm saying? We're 10, 15 years of being good. We've been a solid team, for the last 10 years. We won a Super Bowl, 5 years ago? So it's not like that far off from the Super Bowl. So, we got our rings, baby. We here, we shining, we blinging. You know what I'm saying? We blinging. And I'm going to keep bringing it up until someone else in our division wins one. You know how we are NFC East fans. We don't care about no one else except for our division. So
that's true.
I do hope the whole division as a whole, because I think Dallas won like 5 games or 6. No, because Washington won 6 games, I think. 6 games last year.
Okay.
That means the Giants won like 5 or 6. They're all in that 5-6 range. So I'm hoping that everybody wins a little bit more games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everyone did equally crappy.
So, I don't like being said, oh, whatever, you're in the worst division in football. Because the Eagles, this division always went back and forth. 1 year we're the best division for a couple of years, then we're the worst division for a couple of years, then we're the best division in a couple of years. And we have been on the worst division for like the last three seasons or so.
Oh, good. That's like the exact amount of seasons I've been missing. So perfect.
Hey,
well, that's probably the problem. I need to start watching again.
Exactly. We need that Philadelphia.
We need the positive, the glass half full vibes going.
Yeah.
All right. I hear you.
Yeah. You're a bad guy. Well, anything to keep this season alive, They even trying to spoil it this year. Everybody, all the media writers are hating on us, saying that Hurts isn't even a top 40 quarterback and there's only 32 starting.
Oh, good. Let them hate on us because they're always wrong.
They're always wrong. We're going to prove them wrong this year for sure. We're going to definitely do that because I feel really good about the team. We got a new coach, Nick Sirianni. He's he used to be a coordinator for the Colts. We got a new offensive coordinator. He used to be the coordinator for the Chargers. New defensive coordinator who used to be a defensive coordinator for the Colts too, I think. And we're bringing a lot of newness to our team. Like we don't have Jim Schwartz back there not blitzing no more. We're gonna be putting pressure like when Jimmy Johnson was there.
Now that's my guy. That's my guy.
That's the kind of coming back with. We're gonna be very multiple in defensive fronts. Like we don't just have, most teams are just 4-3. The rest of them are 3-4. Where this coach, he's a little bit of both. He said, depending on games, depending on teams, and that's really why I'm so optimistic with this team. It's just like the coaching strategy, they're really high energy, high effort. They don't care what names in the back of the jersey type people. They treat everybody like rookies because it's a new system for everybody. So they treat them all the same. And they're in each other's, in the player's face, just like if they were a rookie, And I think our team has been baby since that Super Bowl. Everybody's riding that Super Bowl high for a little too long. You know what I'm saying? Like where everybody was getting
Super Bowl hangover.
Not practicing hard, taking breaks type stuff. Like, no, these guys are in there and they're putting in a lot of good work. So
well, this season's interesting is because there's so many variables now. Like I really think anybody can win this season. Like you have the extended week. Like why add a random week into the schedule? Like just to cause confusion, add more fatigue before they go into the playoffs, more chance for injuries, right? Like, let's do that right after we had this crazy pandemic that switched things up. And now, on top of that added week, they want to add this mandatory health mandate where people have to force stuff into their body. Like, when is that ever appropriate? So there's adding all these variables and also people that are abiding by the variable. We don't know any long-term effects that could happen with that. There is recorded data that some people do have adverse reactions, completely. So it's there could be players who knows on either side that like something happens. And if like, so it's really like, whoa, like a team could completely change by the end of the season. And then there's this added week of the season. I'm like, wow, it's anybody's ball game right now. And if they're going to forfeit games, right? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a hot mess.
Deal, like,
So in a hot mess, even the scrubs can come through if they just hold on long enough, right?
Right? Forfeit game. Imagine if your team's on the road, but all of a sudden there's a COVID breakout somehow, and now you forfeit like 3 games in a row.
And they didn't. So I want to ask you this: did they specify, like in that first announcement, it said only if there's a breakout with jabbed people, but like, what if it's people that had it? Like, are they intentionally separating?
If you got the shot,
yeah,
right, and you do the breakout thing,
and people get a breakout.
You don't have to pay the game checks or nothing like that. You don't have to pay the money. Like if you don't,
and the team doesn't have to forfeit.
I think the forfeit thing is still there.
Still there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the team doesn't get fined. The players don't get fined. Like if you do that, you got to pay the league, and you don't get your paycheck for that week.
Straight up bribery, man.
Yeah, it's really bad.
That's
bad. Like it's like basically that's why 90% of all the teams have gotten vaccinated, because they don't want to deal with not being vaccinated. So much more strict if you're not vaccinated as it is if you are. And that was just a way to force vaccination on a bunch of people. And I don't agree with.
I guarantee you Brady's not. I don't know if he's said anything, but I know he's not. He would never.
No, those guys, they're gonna be on their line anyway. Yes, I am vaccinated.
All right.
Go out and vaccinate, Illuminati.
Well, like that's crazy. Like there's so many variables this season when you think about it. Like,
and with the extra
on either side, like someone could randomly get sick, or someone could have a side effect from this experiment that the world is in. Right? There's zero long-term data. Like, I'm just like, wow, like, who knows what's going to go on? I kind of want to watch the season a little bit more now because of it.
Yeah. So it might just drop. Boom. Like, what? He was vaccinated 2 weeks ago, and he's having adverse effects. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
The COVID is struck again. The vid, man. The vid. The vid is attacking the league, man. But like
these crazy times. Crazy times.
You went your whole season last year without it.
It's like everything was fine, but now it's like, I don't know, money rules the world, y'all.
Yeah.
Not me, though. Not me.
Sports entertainment, so they got to make their money off their entertainment. So they're gonna do whatever they can to make their sponsors happy.
Oh yeah,
people are happy. So it's really a hard break for the players. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hate it to be in the fact where it's like, you're gonna make me lose all this money, and I'm gonna get you're out for so long or whatever just because I don't want to go get a shot. You know, then like you're violating my human rights.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you don't have to get it, but guess what? If you don't get it, you're gonna basically wish you got it. That's how bad the punishment is gonna be. So it's just another tactic these guys are using to get.
Man,
horrible.
That's crazy. Psychological.
Just cross our fingers and hope that none of this happens to the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just gonna put it out there, glass half full. They are all gonna be strong.
Healthy.
They will watch everybody else fall left and right beside them.
Oh yes, the Eagles got a clear way to the Super Bowl because the team's got it.
See, there you go. That's one way to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Perfect.
I don't want them to have to put no asterisks with our Super Bowl though. So that wouldn't be. I don't want to wish that upon nobody.
Oh, I know. That's true.
And let's just say that if it happened, it'd be great. But I would like to earn it the regular way.
Oh, of course. But we'll see how this all plays out this year. It's definitely very interesting. Mm-hmm. And this added week, like I'm just thinking of injury. Like I feel bad for the players, to be honest. Like to have to go through this crazy season, then have to have this random mandate that's, very invasive. And then to add an additional week where it's already very taxing on their bodies. Like we see players that are retired from the league, like after all those hits, like they're struggling health-wise, right? Like when they're, retired and a lot older. So it's like to add just more on their plate,
Well, what
It
they did, they
doesn't
took
seem
away.
fair.
They,
There's no real reason to do it, you know?
like they what they did was they took away one of the preseason games.
Oh, okay. So
So
it's
now it's not instead of having four meetings,
oh,
some
gotcha.
people were still getting hurt in those games. They,
Oh,
you know,
okay. I
so what
see.
they did, they took away one of those games and made it into the regular season. So
Now that makes
it's
sense.
kind of
Okay.
like you're not playing more games really. You're just
Okay.
playing
Same games, but
one
more
that means
attention.
one more that means something, but one less
Mm,
that don't mean anything. And like in those preseason games, no one, you know,
wow.
by the second week, you're ready to see the regular season. You're tired of seeing it
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter if you won preseason game. You could go 4-0 in a preseason and end up in a season having 6
There you
wins.
go. Yeah. No, I get it. As a fan, I'm like, I'm done with the preseason. I want real games, but I'm like, I also don't want to treat players like a piece of meat or like an animal. It's like they're people. Like, let them have some rest and grace.
Yeah, but hopefully no one gets hurt either way. Like like even Vic 3 was saying that even if players have to take what's that? So if the players have to take the shot, it's only one time. It's not only one time. It's every month.
No, I think so she's saying they might add a third shot. Is that
Oh,
Nikki?
I thought what
So
Vic.
yeah, I'm like there's something the whole schedule hasn't even been determined yet for that. And they're trying to mandate it. So it's like they don't even know what they're signing up for. If
Yeah,
they're adding random shots here and there and they're starting to mix, like some people are starting to mix them. I'm like, well,
and think
this
about
is how
all the
science
bubble.
usually works, guys.
Think about all the bubble players just trying to make a team. They'll do anything to make the team. They're out there jumping to the shot just to do it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're just like, yeah, give me the shot.
Yeah.
I'm team friendly. Yeah, I want to help the team, do whatever I can to make the team. Yeah, give me the
Yeah.
shot, man. Like you guys don't understand. No one even knows what's in these things, man.
Yeah.
Like you're getting the corona in you. We know that part because that's what all vaccines is the disease,
Yeah.
form of it. So it's like you're getting it, and people are still dying after
Yeah.
they get the shot. It's
Well,
not
my dad, so what people don't understand is because there's a lot of hate and division around this subject, is like, because they think that getting the shot means they can't get it and they can't spread it. But it's actually, that's not true. They can still get it. All that it claims is it can help reduce symptoms. So they can still get it and people still have symptoms. Like some people can still have extreme symptoms and they can still spread it. So like my dad, his trainer, because my dad's 82 years old, still working out. Look at him. He got exposed by his trainer who's full dosed, like has 2 doses, and she got sick. And she got like really bad sick from the COVID, whatever it's called, like she got it. And so people think it's this like 100 per, and so there's just that misunderstanding where I'm like, well, both sides can get it and both sides have risk. Like let people choose their risk, right?
Yeah, how about you just help us get more healthier as humans?
Yeah.
How about you give us better food?
Stop allowing the chemicals that are banned in Europe.
Yeah, exactly. Stop doing all the stuff that's making us very susceptible to all these diseases and all these illnesses, and help us be more, human, more healthy, more, resilient to the natural things of life.
It's definitely not about health.
Yeah, it's not a health thing at all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, just try to knock us off, man. I keep telling people that. They're trying to knock us off. Like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. Everybody need to wake up.
Nikki, it's getting weird, political. All the junkies.
Oh yeah, Nikki.
It is getting weird. I agree.
It's getting very weird.
Yeah.
Crazy is that no one is even talking about the long-term side effects. Yeah, and possibly having force these people to take these shots. Yeah, like none of us are the same. We all got different bodies that do different things. That can, resilient against different things. What happened to some of these healthy players? That are perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
Get sick now, and you lose them for the season because now they're sick and they don't know why they're sick because this virus depleted them of all their nutrients or something for the year. And now you're like one of your favorite players is out for the year because they got the dang shot.
Yeah. Well, and like the research for like the younger age, it's showing like inflammation in the heart for some of the people. Like, so age range, like 12 to 18, there was like a 50% of people would get inflamed heart. It's like I forget what the term is, but like, like that's the heart, so in healthy people, you can see it. In unhealthy people, their heart's already inflamed a little bit, so you can't see if anything changes. So in the young, that's why I think it was the WHO, they kind of like renounced the kid recommendation because they're like, ooh, there's more heart inflammation than we thought. Like they already anticipated some, but it was more than they thought. So I'm like, for athletes who have healthy hearts, like, do you mess with that? You know, like that's your call. But I definitely think they should be able to choose that, you know?
Yeah. I would like, Coach, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I like my heart, so I'm good.
You know, I'm healthy. I've been taking this long and I'm doing good. So let's just not worry about the shot. I cross that road if it ever happens, you know, like, you know, kind of like you live your own life, you can kind of permit your own stuff into your life. Like, you believe you're a healthy person and you do everything right to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you know, I say, like, I'm about to be 40 in 2 weeks.
Oh, hey, look at you.
Oh, and I'm like more healthy than I'll be at work moving fast. All these guys.
Yeah, you're making all these babies, man. They keep you young.
Keep me young, man. Gotta keep me young, you know. The babies keep me running. I tell my kids all the time, you know, why you be working out? Because I want to make sure when y'all old, I don't want to be that old grandpa with a cane walking around.
You're gonna be cool, grandpa. Balling.
You know, I want to be like, what you got? What you got? You know, let's go out there to the football field. What you want to do? Like, yeah, you're 60. I don't care. Let's go. Let's go. You know, one of my
I love it.
My best friend played ball together all the way up to semi-pro, and his dad was really my inspiration growing up because his dad, this dude was like 50 years old, man. He was in better shape than all of us young bucks at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all young. We're supposed to be big, buff, and strong. And this dude was just taking it to it. Boom, boom, boom. And I was like, dang, man, you're an old man out here. How you doing that? You know? And he was like, yeah, I just keep my body healthy, work out, eat the right things. And, you know, I want to be like doing what I'm doing now. You know, showing you young bucks I can still play with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, you know what? When I get your age, I want to be the same way. You know what I'm saying? He's still an inspiration to me today, man. That guy still can go out there and play some football, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah, right? And it's like people just gotta be more health conscious. That's it.
Yeah.
All it is. Like, you know, they're poisoning you. Stop eating the poison all the time.
Yeah. Bribing you with the poison. Yeah. I don't know how it is out there. Out here in LA, they're like, free donuts for a year if you do. Here's $1,000 if you do. I'm like, man, this is like, should not be legal to bribe people into stuff like that. So
what up, my guy?
What up, Talk?
House? How you doing, my guy? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, man, like these vaccinations gotta stop. Like, you know, at least like my deal is like at least perfect it before you start giving it to people. Yeah. And it's like you got like 5, 6 different companies making it. You know, like it's like, you know, like you got like the different dope man. Like, hey.
And none of them are approved. Like none of them are FDA approved yet. They're still in trials till like next year. Yeah. So it's like you're part of an experiment right now. This is weird.
A long time now, man. Yeah. And now the NFL's about to be the experiment.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna see.
I think the report came out with the Eagles that like, 90% of them or 95% of them were already vaccinated, man.
Wow.
So that means like, you know, we just will sit back and see. And you know they're not gonna come out and tell you like the players straight up like their sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he took a rest day this week, you know. Oh, he took the week off, he was working too hard, so we're gonna let him rest, you know, he pulled a hammy or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And behind the scenes, it's really gonna be these guys getting sick because of COVID, you know what I'm saying? Because of the shot and stuff like that.
Well, my mom, speaking of that, my mom just had a friend over, or one of my friends sent her aunt to, my mom has this class 2 medical device that helps with pain. And this woman came over, my friend's aunt, she has had chronic pain, like really uncomfortable pain in her whole body after getting her second dose. And it just never went away. And she's just like, I had no idea this was going to happen. Like she can still function and she hasn't reported it or anything. Like, so this is just someone living with pain that is clearly a result of the day she got that second dose and it just never went away. And she's like, I've just been in chronic pain ever since. And it's months later. Right. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And so she was able to use this device and it helped relieve her pain. But I'm like, man, like how many people like her that nobody even knows her story. And it's like, she's just like, this is it. I'm going to have to live like this. And she'll be a silent, like, you know, like nobody will ever know. And there could be players that happens and there's pain and they don't know like where it came from, and it could just last forever. Like, what? That's bizarre.
It's the kill that they don't talk about. Like,
Yeah.
they don't. Well, if they don't come out and be like, yes, take the vaccination. Now it does kill you too. Some people have died. They come out, no, it's gonna heal you. It's gonna save your life. You know, they promote the good side of it. It's gonna make you better and stuff like that. But they don't tell you that people are dying like that wasn't sick before they got it. You know, and like people don't realize a lot of people had COVID before they even came out and said it. You know, people going to the hospital, getting antibiotics and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The doctor send you home antibiotics, say to chill out, you know, take these antibiotics, you'll be good in a couple of weeks, you know. And then COVID came out and hit. And I know some people that, you know, I had my cousin's wife's friend, her best friend, died from it. And she was healthy, you know, all the way up until she got her COVID shot and all the sicknesses. And then she got sick to the point where she died.
Yeah.
I realize that there's another side to the story that they're not
well, and I've seen a lot of those stories get censored. I'm like, whoa, like this is crazy. But like, you know, there's a lot of dollars being spent in advertising, and the number one industry that spends the most amount of money in advertising, well, you know, pharmaceuticals. So they're good at twisting the story. And, you know, again, it's not like everyone, just at least let people have a choice. Like, I'm not saying like whatever anybody did was right or wrong, like either side. It's just like, we should have freedom. We're in the United States, right? Like it's built on freedom. So to like coerce people in this whole situation, it's just, it feels very wrong. So
like,
if NFL do that, it makes me sad. I'm like, man, this makes me not want to watch games. Like if they're going to be treating people like with not respectfully, it's like, man, like I like football, but now I'm like, do I need to like have some ethics here? And like, you know, I don't know. So, well, it's weird.
Like,
it's very weird.
But it come out and say like this, okay, take it or not, right? Now, if you get someone sick for taking it, you lose your game check, and that's it. Like the whole losing the game and all the extra stuff they're putting with it, that one game check, whatever you lost, go quarantine, come back whenever you're done. You know, yes, that's fine because you're protecting other players. You're protecting the league in general, with other players getting sick and stuff like that. But to have all this extra stuff behind it too, it's too much. You know? I'm like, that's
It's and it should be anyone that gets sick, not just if they've had it or not. It's like if anyone gets anybody sick, then it's on them, right? And so that's them to make the decision. Does my body need this, or does it need this other thing that can boost my immune system so I'm not even susceptible?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give us back our regular seeds, man, of natural flowers and herbs.
Yeah, vitamin C, vitamin D.
Including our water.
People make fun of that though. Like, and think of Tom Brady though. Think he came out with a supplement line last season or the season before? And people keep making fun of him. But like, dude, this guy legit knows his stuff. Like, it's obvious has the most Super Bowl rings ever as a quarterback, but he's also the healthiest looking young, like he's aged in reverse since he got drafted, right? Like you look at the before and afters of Brady from draft date and now, like he's aged in reverse. He knows something about biohacking the body and fueling it the proper way so that it is indestructible. Like he doesn't get injured like every other quarterback does, right? So like, you know, he's had his injuries, but not chronic like most other quarterbacks. So like he knows a thing or two, and he has all these supplement lines that would absolutely help any player, any person to have a better immune system. No pharmaceuticals needed. And like the writers, you know, NFL writers or whoever it is, they try and poke fun at it, say he's trying to take advantage of people. And so like that just shows me like clear, like there's a clear like message trying to be like had. And I'm just like, ooh, man, I'm glad I can see through that agenda there, you know, but it's crazy. So I think Brady knows a lot of stuff in terms of health. So people should, you know, not make fun of him on the health hacking stuff, because that's what me and my family do. So I'm like, oh, you guys don't make fun of him. Start looking into it. It could help you in this time, right?
Right. True that. But we don't like Brady into this.
But no, I know we don't like him, but you can learn from him so that you can beat him, right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone wants to make fun of him, but like dude's figured out the secret to life in terms of like just building his body and keeping it healthy. So why not use that so that we don't have to use our backup quarterback every single year, right?
I hope that we don't even have to touch our backup this year for the first year in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I think Jalen Hurts, I guess they just had a picture of Jalen Hurts deadlifting 650 pounds. You know, he's strong. You know, he's going to be out there. He's going to be leading our team. I don't see him getting hurt at all this year. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have to see our Joe Flacco be the backup come in the game because Joe ain't played no good ball in a while.
Is he our backup quarterback?
Joe Flacco is the Eagles' backup quarterback, my guy.
Oh, the league is so hilarious. It is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Always full of surprises.
Joe was with the Jets last year, and we seen that, and we did not want Joe in the game.
Yeah.
This year.
An old guy, man. He needs some Tom Brady supplements.
Right. Yeah. Quarterback supplements. That's what he needs. He needs we picked up another guy from San Francisco named Nick Mullins, and I'm hoping he wins his backup spot. He didn't win a lot last year, but he's young. You know what I'm saying? He's feisty. He's not scared to take chances.
Yeah.
Type guy. So I'm hoping that Mr. Mullins gonna beat Joe Flacco out. Because Joe Flacco, like you said, he's dirt old. You know, like he's old as dirt, and he hasn't been good for a year. So, you know, everybody should keep their fingers crossed that we do not have to go to the backup for the first time. And it'd be like, I'm trying to think when the last time we haven't used. Last year we used the backup quarterback. That's when Jalen Hurts played the last 4 games. The year before that, Nick Foles took us in the playoffs. We used the backup. The year before that, Nick Foles was our backup again. The year before that, I think we needed a backup too. So yeah, it's been like 5 years at least. You know, like every season with a backup quarterback. So I think everything with the Eagles is about to switch. You know, all the trends are about to switch. We're going to be that high-flying electric offense again. We're going to be blitzing, laying the wood defense again. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be that. Everybody's going to be super happy every week Eagle game. You know when you watch the Eagles game? Like,
if I'm watching, they better start winning. So
yeah, you watch it. We're breaking some of that Philadelphia spirit in with us this year. And we're going to dominate the league this year. Like I said, I'm being modest with the 12-5. But I believe the potential of this team can definitely be a 13-4. And I would, one time he's like, it's not even unrealistic to go 17-0. Like, 17-0. But realistically, you probably get a couple of losses.
When was the last time we've done that? Ever. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Telephone call. You know how that works. What up, Philly the podcast? Thank you for dropping in, my guy. How you doing, big dog?
Lots of podcasts on here, huh?
They show love, man. That's what we try to do. Try to go to each other's channel, show each other love, man. We got some ghosts in the building today, so thank you guys for showing up, saying what's up. Y'all hit that like on the way out. Hit it.
You go.
Hit that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go hit up her page that way. Yeah, go ahead.
I may or may not make videos this year. We'll see.
May or may not. We are pushing back to bring the Philadelphia spirit back out. You know what I'm saying? We need everything we need to make sure we're a winning team. But hey, much love to you. Thank you again for coming on the show. It has been a pleasure to have you on. And if you do start doing these videos again, I need to go hop on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up, one of them episodes,
Sounds good. Yeah. I think that's what my channel is gonna be more about, is like I might just like have people like this. Like I just want to talk and hang out with people. I don't want to read or like do stuff by myself now. Cause I'm like, I just want to catch up and make up for lost time. So I totally we'll probably end up doing that
this way. I think like a lot of people do. Like, I know a lot of people that do the one-on-one live videos, but for me, I don't really like it. I'd rather be talking to somebody. Always those down parts.
We'll probably do more of that. So I'll let you know when my schedule's less crazy, and we'll try and do something. Maybe when there's drama going down in the season with all the mandates, we'll have to have a recap on what's going down. So, all right. Well, thank you for having me on. I'm gonna go get the kiddos ready for bed, and I know you got your little kiddos. It's probably late for them too. So, it's been a blessing. I'm about to subscribe to your channel if I'm not subscribed.
Yeah, sub me up.
Go check it out.
Sub me up if you haven't subbed. Definitely need some subs, guys. And we're trying to work our way up. We've been doing good. Let's keep it moving, though. But hit that like on the way out too. And yeah, much love. I can always say, fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. This Bird Gang. We out.
All right. Bye.